and welcome back to Fleet Plays Rule the Waves 3. Yep, we're back again. I hope you're all ready for a interesting ride. As per usual, it's the weekly Rule the Waves stream that we have every week. Back at it with the Confederacy once again. Built the Confederate Navy up from a trio of coast defense battleships to arguably the single most powerful combat force on the planet. But we have a problem. We're fighting three great powers. And our submarine losses are not keeping up with submarine sinkings. We've got new destroyers coming in. We've got a few light carriers on the slips coming in to replace war losses. We've got the large Confederate carriers that we need to keep the fight going. Some of which are jet capable. But we are starting to run a little bit low on destroyers. We're starting to be pinched a little bit for cruisers. Hello, Timu. Yeah. Thank you, Timu. Good old reliable Timu. He'll never let me forget. Don't know what I'd do without him. Old reliable Timu. Keeping me, make sure I don't forget to let people see what's going on the screen. Thank you, Timu. Couldn't do it without you. Right. So the two Red Rivers are now in the Caribbean, along with a bunch of older ships to provide a form of capital ship screen for that area. It's also because with there being no enemy presence in the area, we could start actually seizing key bases. So we can seize Guantanamo Bay really quick. We can basically bring the Caribbean under Confederate control fairly rapidly, because our fleet and theirs are all concentrated on the East Coast, while the British and the French are trying to crush the Spanish, when they are not capable of doing that. What I actually do need, though, is I do need air bases on the East Coast. Because I don't have any, because I didn't expect to fight any naval engagements over there. Convoy defense. The British have moved some assets into theatre. Carriers, it looks like. Well, apparently they declined something. Well, that's good. Improved dive bombers when you're at war is always nice. Okay, slightly better range. Can replace all of our... oh, yes, actually, I will get a new medium bomber. Prioritize bomb load and toughness. Hey, beautiful. Okay, so we've managed to get Guantanamo Bay fairly easily. Co-belligerent, because that keeps the British and the French tied up with the Spanish, because they're allied, the AI will focus all of its attention on me. So Guantanamo Bay we invaded. I assume, yep, that's brought the British into the theatre in force. But luckily, because the British aren't the ones whose territory we're invading, we should be able to get that relatively easily. Does Haiti have MBT squadrons? Okay. Does the Dominican Republic? Okay, no, the Dominican Republic can get them. And, of course, so can Confederate Venezuela, because motor torpedo boats are actually kind of useful for making funny people go away. What's the size of the airfields in... Yep, so... Airbase 40. We can increase the sizes of the air bases in the Caribbean. dramatically and then add more aircraft to them. I think our airfields are full, for the most part. Yeah, they seem to be. We've got our ships under construction. I need to think about what's gonna... I probably need a wartime cruiser program, so I'm probably gonna do some variation on the Louisvilles. I'm either going to drop the number of 4-inch guns down to 6 in single mounts, and then have... Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do. I will have 6 6-inch guns with autoloaders that are dual purpose, and then we'll use that to drop the weight down to 8,500 tons, and that then gives us radar directed AA, and obviously bring the number of directors down, and that actually works quite well. That's fine. Radar tech we're fine with, and we'll call that the Muskogee class, and that actually does bring them into the budget range of wartime cruisers, and gives us some auto-loading 6-inch cruisers, which are actually going to be fairly useful, considering what we're up against. The British have 2 battleships left, Albion and Royal Oak. Royal Oak's the only one that's a real threat, and 1 Devonshire class. They have 2 modern... Those are probably 8-inch auto-loading cruisers. You don't want the paddling I have in store for you. Nah, no, that's not how this works to you. You're nice and helpful, but you don't get to dictate anything or give me a paddling. That ain't how this works, sunshine. That's the problem. The Gibraltars are not very nice to look at. The French have... Ooh, they just commissioned that thing. That's a counter. That is a counter to my ships that I've built. It's faster. Yeah, that's a problem. They're building some new heavy cruisers as well. But none of their light cruisers are more modern than mine. They got some carriers as well. The Russians built... Well, I have an entirely 18-inch fleet for the most part. They do have some other... Well, they have 16-inch ships as well. Some headlight cruisers, some carriers. It's the US, though. The US only has its 2 old Independence classes gun-based capital ships left. I believe we nailed... Yeah, we nailed California. Yep, so we nailed the California. So that was a good kill. And we nailed the Oriskany, which is good as well. So we nailed them. So the only modern battleship the US ever basically possessed, we nailed. Which is good. So our submarines are getting killed. Yeah, and they've got a bunch of smaller cruisers as well, which are very clearly AA cruisers in the way they're laid out. They've got a bunch of carriers. But overall, I think we are going to achieve our objectives. I think the war is moving in our favour. Any cruiser actions especially are in our favour, because, I mean, we have battle cruisers in theatre. Oh, and also it's given us 2 of our most modern light cruisers and a quartet of fairly decent destroyers. And we're operating within the range of Confederate air cover, so that's actually quite handy. Don't know if we've got radar-directed gunnery. Don't think we do. We should probably actually put... Looks to be a single... It looks to be a single... so whatever it was, we just nailed that thing with gunnery. That was an enemy destroyer we got, so we nailed that. Now let's nail that ship, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Oh yeah, whatever it is, we just nailed it. Oh yeah, that's a... Yep, so we nailed that French task force, and that was probably the majority of the French forces operating in the Caribbean, which means that we are likely to continue and succeed to go towards our occupation of Guantanamo Bay. What I will do, though, quickly is I will absolutely expand our eastern seaboard bases as well. There we go. So Stephen Mallory, bless her. She's a bit battered, but she'll go back on trade protection when she comes back out. The old warhorse. We've got the majority of our ships in the northeast US. Although I'm looking now, it's only really the Confederates that we are held up against. I'm tempted, actually. Actually, I have a temptation here. I have an actual real temptation. No, I don't want anything like that. Don't want that either. Okay, actually, yeah. Show older designs. Yeah. So I have a temptation here. Because what I'm thinking is basically the following. No, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work as a concept, a modern coast defense ship. Okay, convoy attack. I assume this is going to be our two Red Rivers leading that charge in. Nope, apparently not. We've got one of our cruisers leading that. Since, well, it's actually quite important that our ships in the Caribbean do actually stick around, although unfortunately the cruiser is not under my direct control, which means it might actually be lost. So we need to get our destroyers forward, get them up with that cruiser before its captain does something monumentally stupid. Which it will do if we don't actually intervene. But the first thing we need to do is move to engage the enemy commerce, which being destroyers and with auto-loading guns, we can fairly quickly sweep through, get all of those merchant ships, auto-loading 3-inch, rapid fire, past them, bang, bang, bang. Through the formation we come. Really, really rapid fire gunfire there. Just really go through that line of merchant ships. Just really inflict the damage. Go through, hit them continuously. I mean, frankly, that cruiser actually distracted the enemy to a point where we basically were able to sweep through with our destroyers and just inflict, well, extreme damage on them. I mean, we are probably going to lose some destroyers here, but we did achieve our objective. A convoy was savaged, unfortunately, which, well, we will actually be able to break away towards the south. Trinity Bay is actually playing keep away while we do that, so that's pretty good. 2 destroyers sunk in an action like that is actually fine. That's not so big of a deal. What I need to do now is basically order that we withdraw, because the AI will actually go, okay, right, we're withdrawing, and yep, the AI Trinity will withdraw with us towards our nearest port. Because there was no point continuing that engagement. We'd achieved our objective. Of course, she's, instead of going for the safe harbour, she's going right into the teeth of the British AA, because of course she is. Why wouldn't she be? Typical. Love it. Oh, we lost T-64, that's annoying. Well, we achieved our objective. And that is still a rather decent victory. Battle of Man of War Bay. That's a name for a battle, isn't it? That is a name for a battle. I will actually let the army try and punch a hole in the US lines. Oh, resolute. Okay, let's have a look. Let's actually have a look. What was just sunk? Oh, it was one of our modern cruisers, and that was one of our larger destroyers. I'm really starting to run down my destroyer numbers now. I really need another batch of destroyers. That I could probably do with capability more than anything else. That could work. Okay, that could actually really work. War emergency build. Cost actually below the August Millers. That could actually... Damn! Okay, that's actually fairly impressive. Alright then. We will go with that design. Not only will we get War Emergency build destroyers, but we'll get War Emergency build destroyers that are better than what we've been using before. I'm not complaining. Oh, thank God, a battleship engagement. Oh, for the love of good gravy, who is bothering Le Dog? Why does this always happen on Tuesday? It never happens any other day. Back in a second, folks. Right, engagement of the battleships. Right. This is something we can do. Only it's not a battleship engagement. It's a carrier battle disguised as a battleship engagement. Yep. That's what it is. Right. Okay. Oh, and we're right. We're right inside the enemy's air umbrella. And nowhere near our own. So the first thing to do is to actually make so that we're breaking out to sea. Then again, with the way the enemy's air umbrella is, it's just... yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll launch... Okay, first things first, we need to discuss air operations. So I want a two-phase search with a heavy cap. And then for our main carrier strike force, heavy cap but no two-phase search. What the heck? Oh. Oh, this is... Oh, so we're doing a proper... Oh, so it's a proper carrier plus battleship slap fight. Right. Okay, then. And Bonnie Blue and Secession are actually with the battleships. And the US has no heavy surface combatants. Unless the British are actually providing the heavy gun line for this engagement, the US has no heavy gun combatants. And if they're using armoured cruisers, then that's just sacrificial. Almost horrifically. Oh, it's the last two US battle cruisers. I'd forgotten about them. Oh, that's adorable. The poor old flanking Buchanan had some turret jamming on her 20-inch barrels, but she's all right now. And now she's going to absolutely obliterate the Independence with the 20-inch shell fire. Because as we've learned, the one thing that the Franklin Buchanan and the Missouri, the half-sisters with 20-inch guns, do best is once they've dialed the range in, the damage those 20-inch shells do when they hit. It's like a freight train. Only takes a few rounds. Right, okay, let me have a look. Apparently the enemy's carriers are right there. Right, let me get a strike package worked up. So get that underway. Yep. So fourth carrier div, so same thing. Light jets, torpedo bombers, dive bombers. So not those light jets, torpedo bombers, dive bombers. Dive bombers. Yep. And then we'll have those two as a backup for the next strike. So yep, get them underway. First carrier division, so again. Rappahannock and Patrick Henry, some of the oldest Confederate carriers, they can also get their strikes underway, and same thing here, so very heavy strike and dive packages, along with some fighters being sent as escort. Can we get... yeah, there we go. Brilliant. Okay, so let's get... yep, let's get those... let's get this, what essentially will be a massive Alpha carrier strike, off and in the air. There we go, that's the way. Keep it coming. Got the cap up. Independence in range of the guns of our battle cruisers and battleships. Won't be long now until she's put down. Like I said, the 20-inch guns hit like a freight train. The Franklin Buchanan and the Missouri, the two 20-inch half-sisters, there's just nothing equivalent to them that's been built. They're armoured to resist their own guns at normal battle ranges. And those 20-inch guns hit like a freight train. Do you have any logging runs on your... oh yeah, we have plenty of logging runs. Timu, don't worry, you will have things to do. There's always work to be done on the DFR. Always work to be done. Okay, so yes. What is the most up-to-date information we have? So down there. Oh, looks like the enemy got there. Yeah, looks like the enemy did manage to get some of their strike off first. Which is a little bit disconcerting. But it does at least mean that our battleships are unmolested to keep delivering the incredibly heavy salvos they are delivering. Yeah, battle ranges are good. The thing is, all we need is a few good salvos into the Independences. Oh yeah, that's two 20-inch shell hits. Come on. That's it. Oh, Missouri's used 50% of their ammunition. It's not ideal. I'm trying to... plenty of light bomb hits hitting us. All we can really hope for is that our aircraft actually find what we're looking for. It's hopeful. Oh, okay. Our carrier aircraft found something apparently, which is good. Well, it's good for that anyway. Give me maximum speed -2 knots. Yep, there we go. Keep it coming. Did our aircraft find any carriers? If they did... Okay, so apparently they found and torpedo bombed something, which is good. Okay, so battleships, carriers, missiles away. Okay, so they did find some carriers. Yep, okay, so the enemy's carriers are still in this area. So that's something, at least. Yep, and luckily, luckily our escort has actually meant that our bombers have mostly gotten through unmolested and have been able to launch missiles and dive bomb what appears to be a large enemy carrier force. Which means it's now time for follow-up strikes. Yep, the enemy carriers are right there. So we'll have them do heavy loads rather than guided weapons. So get that strike in the air. So again, same thing here. Get that strike in the air. What's doing guided missions? So nope, so you should be on heavy. You're carrying torpedoes, that is good. And you're carrying heavy. Okay, so get that in the air. Yes, please. So that's fourth. First carrier div. Again, if you keep hitting them, eventually they will have to realise that they should give up. And then, of course, I've got the reserve 12 torpedo bombers that I actually saved with some of the assets. And now I'm going to launch all of those on a strike mission. Like I say, it's all about just... With carrier ops, once you find the enemy, you hit them, and you hit them, and you hit them again. And you never, ever let them rest. As soon as the other strike comes back, you hit them again. Halsey was actually right on this. Hit hard, hit fast, hit often. Continuously. We saw it during the Ottoman campaign as well. When the Ottoman carriers found the enemy, you hit them with an alpha strike, and then you hit them, and you hit them, and you hit them again. And you put a heavy cap up over your own formations, so that okay, another ship has been hit by a missile. Another ship has been hit by a missile. Okay, I want so I want to know missile hits. Yep, so okay. Okay, we are definitely we're definitely getting hits now. Yep, so just more and more and more. Yep, just the waves of aircraft are continually coming in. Okay, torpedoes been released. Torpedoes hit. 2 torpedo hits. That is good. That is very, very good indeed. It's annoying that we weren't able to pin down and destroy the enemy. It's annoying that we weren't able to sink the enemy's battle cruiser, as annoying as that is, because it just will not stand still to be hit by 20-inch gunfire. The Independence just will not die. Come on, a few more 20-inch rounds. I will admit the Americans did build that ship full of stern equipment and stern men. Come on! A few more rounds. Come on! Okay, so I should be able to launch another strike. Yep, so we have enough. So, another strike again. Like I said, again, we keep throwing air raids at them. Continually. Just continually throwing air raid after air raid after air raid at them. And you don't let them rest or recuperate or do anything. You just continue to throw aircraft at them until they succumb. I'm going to actually order all of my torpedo bombers to carry 2 torpedoes if they can. Because that then increases the chances of us delivering... There we go. Yep, get it airborne. Okay, Independence is finally slowing up. I think we've got her. Franklin Buchanan and Missouri are about to claim yet another battleship kill. Well, Missouri is the real pride of the fleet. She is the Confederate battleship you think of when you think of modern dreadnought battleships of the Confederacy. She's the one that's had the most success in gunline actions. What was the latest report we had on enemy carrier? Oh, okay, so apparently they're still there. Okay, so we are out of main ammo, so I'm going to retire to the east away from land-based air power. Yep, so our escorts are actually clearing the way for our strikes on the enemy's carriers. Oh, yeah, there we go. Bomb hits on enemy carriers. Yep, torpedoes are away. Torpedo bombers continue to drop torpedoes. So that's the second of the waves that we brought in. Our carriers suffered very little damage. Okay, missile has been launched. Looks like it missed. That is a shame. Okay, yep, our aircraft. Yep, yeah, there we go. Okay, so some enemy aircraft have now gotten to our ships. But our heavy AA is actually just, well, obliterating... Oh, wow, our heavy AA guns just... Yeah, that really did not do them much good. Okay, Oak Grove suffered a hit. I'm sure she'll be okay. Hampton Roads has She's okay. She's doing fine. She seems to be doing okay. So we're retiring to the east, as we should do. Well, it's always nice to have Timu here with us. You can see what's going on, can't you, Timu? Everything's coming through nice and clear. Okay, so our dive bombers have found the enemy, which is good. Our aircraft are going in to deliver a final blow against the enemy carriers. Yep. There we go. Enemy aircraft coming in against our carriers. We have the fighters to deal with them. Okay. So we hit something with a torpedo. I don't know what it was, but we hit something. Our aircraft are diving on enemy assets. Our cap is just cleaning house, as it absolutely should. Enemy medium bombers are trying to shoot things. Oh wow, 3 bomb hits from our dive bombers with I think it's 1,600-pound bombs they carry. And I don't think the American carriers are actually armored like ours are. Okay, torpedo impact. Beautiful. Absolutely first class. Yep. Just... yeah, this might be a... okay, I think this is a big one. Yep. Yep. Bomb hits. Yep, that is absolutely gorgeous. That is beautiful. So we hit an aircraft with hit something with 2 missiles, which is absolutely first class. You'll love to see it. I only hope that in the dusk our aircraft can actually find and deliver more destruction to the enemy. It seems like they can. Yep. They're just seeing their colleagues go in, and they continue to deliver torpedoes and bombs to the enemy. Absolutely first class. But I don't think there's any point to do any more than that. So I'm gonna order... we've achieved our objectives. We'll break out into the Atlantic and then steam south for Norfolk. We've achieved our objective. We've battered the US in a surface action. And we... nailed him in the carrier battle. And this is where the range of my carriers just came into brutal effectiveness. Because of the way my carrier aircraft are set up, I'm able to retire away from the action while continuing to service the enemy with sorties. Okay, we've broken away. Okay, beautiful. We have now broken away. That's fantastic. So again, yep, break away from Canada and the Bay of Halifax where we are. And head for open ocean. And safety. Beautiful. And drop it back down to cruising speed. Keep the formations nice and tight. That was a beautiful engagement. Yeah, Pochisi. Oh baby, a triple. Well, we'll see. We'll see how many carriers we actually ended up nailing, but we got to have done something. Also, welcome to the channel, Pochisi. Nice to have you here. Yes, Benno, New England. Although it probably is going to become the new Confederacy once I'm done with it. The good old carriers of the Confederacy. I've done good work this day. And to be fair, so has the Confederate battle line. Franklin Buchanan blooded herself on the battle cruiser Independence. I don't know if we sunk her. Well, we'll have the results soon, so we'll see how well or poorly we did. Okay, we managed to nail one battle cruiser. We heavily damaged a carrier and a light carrier. And we nailed 2 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, and 3 destroyers. And we did all that for the loss of 1 destroyer. That's... It's not the victory. I would have preferred to nail... I would have preferred to have nailed at least 1 carrier. But that's not a bad thing that we've done there. We've not done too badly. That's still a massive victory for us. Duh. Not right now. So... Yep. We'd better... radar tech. Oh, early surface-to-air missiles. Oh, surface-to-surface missiles, eh? Are any of our aircraft in for repair? Missouri and Buchanan are. Could you gentlemen take missiles? It'd be an 8-month rebuild, but they could. No, we'll not take you out of service for it. But I will take Texas out of service for it. She can get an improved director, land her torpedo tubes, and gain missiles. The first Confederate capital ship to get ship-to-ship missiles. And she can also get radar-directed medium AA guns, which will dramatically increase her anti-aircraft firepower. Just all of the DACA. Can I fit auto-loading 12-inch? I can. Sorry, not auto-loading 12-inch, auto-loading 4-inch, which I absolutely can. Oh, hang on, let me just say. There we go. So now it can install my best radar. And it can have even more medium AA guns that are radar directed. More than 8 medium AA mounts is kind of excessive. Yeah, that's the whole point. So Texas will become the first BBG of the Confederacy. Basically because she's powerful enough to be useful with it. And she'll live long enough to make use of it. But she's also... I'm not going to miss her from the battle line. Must have been some heroic... Yeah, it must have been. Like, they must have just, like... They must have really, really put the boots in, you know. Like we're talking, like, multiple Franklin situations there. Okay, so 3 of our light cruisers and a mixed bag of our destroyers are going in to... I think we're gonna blow something up on the shoreline? Oh no, we're... Ugh. I never like doing these in the era of aircraft, especially not when you have medium bombers that carry guided missiles. We need to go in, hit the... Okay, it's night. Okay, it was going to be a nighttime raid. Okay, that makes it slightly less of a problem. Because we're still in the era where nighttime flying is not that common. Okay, unknown radar contact. Right, let's go and see what it is. What are we looking at? What is it? Merchant ship! Kill it with fire! Okay, we got it. We nailed it. Excellent. Okay, so whatever that was. Oh, something is shooting at us. Why don't we have a radar contact? Whatever it is, I don't care. Oh, another merchant. Marvelous. You, please die. Marvelous. Fantastic. Brilliant. Hey, who says the Confederate Navy doesn't have teeth anymore? I say we do. Excellent. We've sunk 2 ships. I'm going to get this 3rd ship, and then we're booking it out into the Atlantic as fast as our turbines will carry us. Because I absolutely do not want to be anywhere near here when when dawn is here and the enemy air forces take off. I don't want to be anywhere near. So out into 30 knots, go! Book it! Run! Speed! Power! I do not want to be here when the enemy air forces wake up. No thank you. Quickly! Go, 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 go! Okay, we are far enough from the coast now that we should be safe. So drop it down to 25 knots. And then steer sort of southwards, and then we'll hook towards Norfolk Navy Yard. Well, excellent. Yep, we achieved our objective. Fantastic. That's pretty much exactly that's about what you want from that. A nice, consistent, easy victory with no losses to ourselves. Beautiful. Hey! Improved blind fire capability. And a new version of our reliable maritime patrol aircraft. Beautiful. No thank you, co-belligerent. Keep being a co-belligerent, Spain. Because by being a co-belligerent, you keep the majority of the British and the French fleets on that side of the Atlantic. Which is exactly where I want them. There we go, so that's the next generation of Confederate War Emergency Destroyers. We'll get 3 additional carriers, which means we can form up Carrier Division 5, and they'll be in the Caribbean, which will help us offset some of the difficulties we're having with the British in the Caribbean, because the British have deployed the majority of their fleet, well, not the majority of, but a large chunk of their fleet in the Caribbean, and I'm tied up fighting the North American, so the US Navy. And until I have attrited that navy to the point where it no longer is a threat, I have got to keep the majority of the modern Confederate Navy on the eastern seaboard. What I might be able to do, though, is I might be able to spare 3rd Battle Div. So Stonewall Jackson and Braxton Braggs I can probably spare to go into the Caribbean to back up Red River and Mobile Bay. 1st Battle Cruiser Division. Cruiser action on the southeastern seaboard. What are we fighting, Jim? Okay, it's one of my older cruisers, but she's still fairly heavily protected, and she's going to be presumably fighting an equivalent force. And we're on our home turf, so we should be okay. Unknown radar contact. Right, they're firing at us, so let's go and get them. You may have opened fire. They hit us with a torpedo. That's not ideal. There we go. So, engage it with... Oh! We just magazine hitted them! Whatever that cruiser was. Oh, that's beautiful. That just turned it around. We suffered a torpedo hit, and in return, the gunners on the Talamico just said, "Parry this, you fucking casual," and just magazine-detted the cruiser that dared to put a torpedo into them. It's just literally the crew went, "Parry this, you fucking casual." Oh, good lord, that's beautiful. That is one way to turn an action around. Good lord, that is. Come on, boys, you can fight the flooding. I believe in you. Come on, lads, fight the flooding. I believe. Hope you're all having a good time. Can I get some parry this, you fucking casuals, in the chat? Oh, good lord, that's good. Oh, dearie me. Oh, that was beautiful. Parry this, you fucking... Oh my lord, I hear... That was a something. What did it say? Oh, Timu gifted all the subs to all the people. Oh my lord, Timu. Good lord above. 5 more gifted subs. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. Thank you, Timu. Thank you very much. Absolutely beautiful. So we suffered some heavy damage, but with the sank the British... What was that British ship? Oh, it was one of their 5-inch AA cruisers. Log entry. Yeah, 6-inch magazine hit. Ship blows up. Oh my god. It's brutal. Yeah, the old girl had some teeth in her. Oh, that's the last time I give money to the army. Right. Right, okay, so what have we got? So it's primarily the French now that are operating in the Caribbean. It's fine. Once we've got, convoy attack. Okay, fighting against the French. The French Navy decline. Small engagement off Newfoundland. Didn't think the British had any forces in the east. I thought they were leaving that to the... Yep, thought as much, yeah. Okay, so we've got our... Okay, so we managed to torpedo some things. This is good. No thank you, Spain. What's the current state of play in regards to our subs? Okay, we're continuing to commission a single submarine every month. Long range subs are doing okay. Not really on the docket for any more yet. I need to wait until the Savannahs are off the slips. And then I've got 2... Then I need 2 Muskogee class light cruisers to replace them. And then that frees up tonnage for a build out of, I think, 4 mine laying subs. Okay, the Gaines has intercepted a US raider in the Caribbean. And it's right near one of our motor torpedo boat squadrons. Let's see what Gaines has turned up. Timu, as always, you are incredibly generous. Yep, that's a paddling. Oh, Timu, beautiful. Beautiful. Is she alone? If she is, what I do is going to depend entirely... I'm basically going to have to run and hope our aircraft can get to help me. If it's not an armed merchant raider. Although with that speed it might be. Nope, that's an Indianapolis. That is a nasty, nasty ship. I need an airstrike right now. Come on, Gaines, work your turbines. Oh, she got away. Phew. That was a close one. Yeah, these are the older cruisers that we use for trade protection. This will probably be the last war they serve in. Because at this point, there we go. Yes, someone not on fleet duty we can send to the Vatican. Yep, so okay, that's fine. So we've got our new destroyers on the go. Then once those commission, and you should not be advanced, you should just be normal building rate. I am going to speed up Glendale. Actually, no, I'm not. That's money I do not have to spend. Ah! Excellent. So now we'll have more missiles per all of our ships as they are in service. Fantastic. Ugh. Keep losing ships. We're not losing the war, but we're just not winning it either. Convoy defense. So it's Red River and Mobile Bay, 3 light cruisers of our most modern type, and 1 destroyer. Can I get another destroyer? No, apparently I cannot. That's fine though, the Red Rivers are fairly modern battle cruisers, they're designed for sort of this kind of trade warfare slash protection of commerce. Suppose it is going to depend on what exactly we're up against, though. So the French do, if it is the French we're fighting, the French do have, I think, 1 or 2 battle cruisers knocking around. Oh, that's Devonshire. That is the last of the Devonshires. Oh, Red River just took a series of 16-inch hits. It's really not what I wanted to see, but I can't exactly resist. I've got to fight her to a stand, and hope that the fact that there's the two Red Rivers are enough of a match for the Devonshire, given their more rapid-firing 13-inch guns. Jesus, what happened to Red River? She just took an absolute... Good lord, Mobile Bay! Good gravy. That's aggressive. Jeebus. Well, luckily we made her withdraw, thank goodness. Is that a battleship? I mean, I hope not. And luckily they're operating in... That is. Oh, that is not what I wanted to see. That is not what I wanted to see. That's Vernegord. That's the most powerful battleship in the world. That is absolutely not what I wanted to see. That is a fundamental... That's something the Red Rivers just can't deal with. I need them to fix their engine casualty and bug out, because that's just... Well, we managed to hit them with a missile, that's something. But we need to run. We need to run, and we need to run now. Because we cannot deal with that ship. She's fundamentally an out-of-context problem. for the Red River class to deal with. Especially especially when she lands. Yeah, that's killing her. That was nearly a full salvo of 18-inch shells. Okay, how much speed can Mobile Bay make? Oh, only 15 knots. She's gonna die as well. There's literally nothing that can be done. This monster just will not die. I mean, I didn't realize she was in the Caribbean. That's awful. That's horrific. I mean, our aircraft are coming in to hit the battleship, but they've just sunk 2 of the Confederacy's battle cruisers. Nope, we can't afford to stick around and pick up survivors. The Devonshire and that French Goliath have just obliterated the battle cruisers of the Caribbean fleet. And the cruisers might be about to follow. Luckily, our airstrikes are keeping them off guard. Right. Okay. The unfortunate thing to do now is the battle cruisers need to run. They need to crank up to 25 knots and run. Covered by the aircraft. They need to run like the clappers. Yep, the enemy's strike packages have actually reached our convoy now. Problem is, we managed to save the convoy, but we lost... We lost 2 battle cruisers. Admittedly, they were 2 of our smaller battle cruisers, but they were still handy for holding down secondary theatres like the Caribbean. Now, they're gone. And that's not really good. That's really not good. That's really not good. That's really not good at all. Yeah, because of that, they're now dominating the seas in the Caribbean. And I need to make a choice. The Confederacy has only 1 battle cruiser in the northeastern American coast. I'm gonna have to pull 2nd battle cruiser div. That's Secession and Bonnie Blue, the 18-inch battle cruisers, out of the North American out of the Atlantic theater and into the Caribbean. I'm going to need those 18-inch guns if I'm going to fight that monster. God, she's even more horrific than I thought she was. We need something to counter her. Probably upgunning a Franklin Buchanan class is the best bet. Increase the armor everywhere and hope that the 15-inch guns will be enough to, well, basically clobber her. we go. And then, of course, as many, honestly, in that sort of engagement, you don't need 8 guns. 6 will probably suffice. And that also means I could funnel yet more into the actual armoring of the ship. Which actually will give it an immunity zone against its own guns. Oh, right. Okay, that reminds me. Yeah, if you're having 6 guns in an all-forward, you need to have 3 twins. That's fine. That's fine. Still. South Carolina. That's fine. We have to develop it. Got no choice. Then I'll have 10 coastal boats added to the fleet for work in the Caribbean. And 2 long-range submarines as well. The war's grinding down. Choo-choo, Timu, indeed. Choo-choo, indeed. Ah, cool. We're getting new emotes from every hype train you run, which is beautiful. You love to see it. Small engagement. One of our... Do we have any other cruisers to add? Nothing modern, and I'd rather keep them on the vital work they're doing protecting trade. I can always retire into the airbase, so the port. That's a destroyer. Right, turn about. Don't be a target for torpedoes. Circling bow on, so we can avoid most of the damage and hit them with 6-inch shell fire. It's fairly risky, sticking out there. Coming under our own protection from the torpedo boats in Panama. Send out search aircraft, and once we know where they are, we can get a strike off. Yeah, that was fair enough. We did okay there. Okay, Britain is apparently experiencing serious devastation. Yeah. Fix the problem. And now I want to build 5 Confederate mine-laying subs as well. I'm doing a massive push to... Yes, please. There we go. So then those air wings can be converted to jet aircraft as soon as we're ready, and this will be 5th carrier div. And that will be the Savannah. And... Oh, Rhodes is... below average, average... Above average. Oh, average. Lucky. An aviator. Beautiful. Fantastic. That he will do. He will do. Enemy coastal raid. Due to an intelligence coup, we can ambush an enemy force. Okay. What have we got for this operation? 2 of our cruisers and a destroyer. Okay. If we have an intelligence advantage, then... I'm fairly confident that we'll win. Yep, that'll be the incoming raid. I really need to fit my ships with blind fire radar. Probably the next time they're down for repairs, because then they're down for repairs anyway. I mean, the ideal thing I want to happen is I want them to run into our MBTs. Oh, Trinity Bay! Why would you... Okay, now we absolutely have to break away. Yep, there goes the enemy, doing things to our merchant traffic. Yeah, you know, for an intelligence coup, that was rubbish. If we know what the enemy force was, why did I only get a pair of shoddy light cruisers? Why was not a battle cruiser released? You would have thought a battle cruiser would have been released for that purpose. Back in a second, folks. Hope nothing explodes while I'm gone. Well, as usual, the enemy has come and is blowing up one of my corvettes. Fantastic. Where's the Confederate Air Force? Like, we have an airfield. Why are aircraft not launching to deliver a strike? Dear. Honestly. Finally! Oh, that's annoying. Well... How can one of our carriers that literally just commissioned strike a mine? It's not even done working up yet! I just... Sometimes. You know. Oh, yeah. Good lord. Right. Yeah, you're going to be in yard hands for long enough. Well, current radar tech is 3. What do they have in terms of radar? The second number is the fire control radar. Yes, so they're okay. Yeah. Oh! They'll have to come in for a rebuild anyway to get the... Right, I get it. I get it! Right, so we've got some ships coming into the Caribbean now. Destroyers. Right. I'm actually going to commit to building 20... new subs, including 4 new long-range subs. Basically, I'm going to glut the I'm going to completely double the size of the submarine fleet, and then once that's done, I'm going to go to unrestricted submarine warfare. I'm going to try and break them before they break me. Don't know whether it'll work or not. No, I'm not dealing with that. Okay, British Navy declined the battle. Convoy attack! Excellent. What do we have to do the attack? Oh, cool. We just got a free victory. This is a very confusing... I will go with the Navy can fight on if needed. Because at this point, I'm beginning to think that neither side has a significant enough advantage that total victory for either side is really possible. I can't bring them to the negotiating table, and they can't bring me to it either. No, I'm not going to defend the convoy there, because I know full well that that convoy might be raided by the monster. And I do not want that convoy raided by the monster. I am not keen on that as a concept. Well, incoming hostile contacts for radar. Okay. That was a very good series of hits. If it's the British, then we're gonna win because they have only 5-inch guns on their cruisers, and the 6-inch guns on our cruisers just beat them every day of the week. They do have much better fire control radar than we do, though, but all it takes is a few close passes, and that nails them. Oh, it's a Cleveland-class light cruiser. And they nailed me with a torpedo. But we were able to get into a position to use our 6-inch guns to put down one of the swines, which is ideal. And Trinity Bay will once again survive. Oh, no, it was a Vicksburg. Oh, okay. That's an even better prize, then, if it was a Vicksburg. That's even better as a prize. A much more powerful US cruiser. Not one of the anti-aircraft types. Sleeping. Pachisi said, Log said they were firing medium guns at you. Do they have a CA? It's possible. I didn't check the after-battle report, but I don't think there was a CA in there. I think it was just light cruisers. Timu says sleeping. They have 2 comfy pillows. Very true. It's turning into a bit... Honestly, Pachisi, if you want my honest opinion, this was turning into a bit of a slog. We're just prior to the Great Reset in terms of missiles. And without a full missile load for all of my carriers and jet attack aircraft, I can't seem to land the knockout blows I need to land to actually inflict victory. I've had the enemy carrier fleet in my sight numerous times, and as you saw the last time, I nailed them with numerous bombs, and it just wouldn't put it down. Well, it may not have been Vicksburg herself. It was a Vicksburg class ship, but it may not have been the Vicksburg herself. But I just don't have the... Neither side has enough force to put the other's navy down. No matter what I try. And no matter what they try. It's not enough. Well, what did we get? Yep, it was Providence, a Vicksburg-class cruiser. And the other one was a Cleveland, but we did manage to damage her, so... It was overall a victory for the Confederate side. So that's good. Fleet morale has improved, which is good. We're continuing to... No, I am not letting the army do that. I have let the army do that before. I am not doing it again. They had their chance. The only way this war is coming out of it with any form of victory is if we beat the enemy at sea. It's the only real way this works. Yeah. Yeah, the British and the French have moved their entire navies into the Caribbean. I mean, it's brought the Spanish Navy a little bit of reprieve. Because I think the Spanish have the British blockaded in home waters. Which I would have thought would have forced the British to go home. But apparently not. Once our Savannah-class carriers have worked up, I'm hopeful that we should be able to conduct carrier operations in the Caribbean. I think I'll bring back the hodgepodge, so I'll bring back Chickamauga and Oak Grove from the Atlantic Theatre. Well, now that Louisville's actually a bit battered, she can actually afford to get a rebuild for better radar. And I will probably land 2 of her torpedo tubes for auto-loaders and dual-purposing. Actually, for auto-load... yeah. Actually, no, just leave that as is. There we go, that's fine. Perfect. Yep, so Louisville will get the... So, yeah, Trinity Bay will get the first rebuild because she's out of action for 2 hours. Franklin Buchanan is out of action for 5 turns because she's been mined. So she can now actually get a rebuild that will give her... so she's going to land... she's going to land most of her 4-inch guns. And the ones she keeps are going to be upgraded into dual-purpose guns. In new turrets. She's going to get a fairly heavy AA battery. She's going to get improved radar. And missiles. Actually, not the missiles, because that brings the cost of the refit up. And we're going to drop the guns in the 4-inch guns down to 8 in 4 singles. And that actually will only cost... that only brings... That might cost a lot, but it will only take 4 months compared to the 5 she's going to be in. Well, yeah, so it would take less time to rebuild her than it would to repair her, so she may as well be rebuilt and upgraded while she's being repaired. Since she's going to be out of action anyway. As for Chickamauga, she's a little bit battered, but she's going to be okay. Yeah, but she's the irony of a Union ship named Vicksburg. Yeah. Yeah, the British Navy declines the fight. Convoy attack. What have we got to do the attack with? Okay. Yeah, I know. I know the enemy wants... Oh... We need to make peace, otherwise we're going to collapse into unrest. And we're going to lose the war. I cannot break the blockade. Yep, I will actually spend money to improve the living conditions of the sailors. Actually, I will. I will actually accept the Spanish alliance proposal now. We may as well. Okay, an intelligence coup. Are we going to get to do anything with it this time? 4 destroyers? No, I don't have enough destroyers. I need to save what I've got. Oh. No, he's doing okay. Okay, 2 submarines been commissioned. Another version of our excellent maritime patrol aircraft. New medium bombers. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, the Spanish lost their only carrier. It's fine. So most of our new destroyers are working up to enter Caribbean service. We need a new tranche of destroyers, so again we will keep the whole system. And we'll lay down another 4 of the John Wilkinsons. Once Louisville comes out with her improved radar fit, she will have... She'll be able to have much better capability than her sisters do. None of our ships are in fairly decent thing. How far away are we? We're about 5 turns away from really opening the taps on the... Well, basically waiting for the submarine flood to come out of the gates. 3 destroyers versus what could potentially be a horrific amount of enemy aircraft. That's not really ideal. Well, honestly, yes, it is time to end the war if it is possible. It's very clear that we're not actually able to deliver. We're just not able to deliver victory. It's not proven to be possible. Sadly. Oh. It's one of the Gaines class. These are very old ships. Built in Gaines herself was built in 1916. She's coming up on nearly 40 years in service. Still capable of giving good service, though, these old gold girls. Protecting commerce in the Confederate Caribbean. But it just seems like we can't actually, oh boy. Whatever you are, I don't want anything to do with you. You look like a heavy cruiser, and I don't want anything to do with you. Nope, that's worse. That's an Omaha. That is much worse. That is way worse. Unless we get a lucky 6-inch round that blows the Omaha to Kingdom Come. Although the gunners on the Isongadoga do seem to be doing fairly effectively given the age of the ship and what they're actually fighting. That rear 6-inch gun crew is putting in a heck of a performance. Okay, so the Omaha's coming back around again. As long as we keep them to our off, keep the rear gun firing. In fact, turn and give them a full 6-inch broadside. That might make them think twice. Never mind, it did not. That's a shame. The old girl had a good run. Of course, bloody Churchill. Well, yeah, because we're a bloody fascist dictatorship, so... Well, yeah, the Confederacy, of course we're a fascist dictatorship. Unrest is reduced... Yeah, so... Yeah, I think we're on the verge of losing this war quite badly. So it doesn't really matter, we need to go to unrestricted submarine warfare now. Otherwise, we're just not gonna get a carrier battle. Okay. This could be the last chance that we get to actually inflict a major defeat on the US and free up assets to go south and break the blockade. If we do not succeed to break the blockade here, I think it's highly likely that the war is just lost. Okay, we have destroyer sightings. Destroyer sightings. Oh, okay, we have them. Right. Okay, we are gonna hit them. with a very, very heavy strike. So they're heading north. And given the way things are escalating, this may be the only chance we get during this engagement to actually inflict a devastating alpha strike on those enemy carriers. So we really need to take it. And I'm trying to get as much stuff in the air as I can to deliver that alpha strike as I possibly can. We do also have an objective to fulfill, so what I am going to do is, I know we have some aircraft that have not been actually configured for operations against the enemy. So, because they couldn't fit on the deck. So what I am going to do is those aircraft that are not engaged in striking the enemy carrier are going to go and attempt to find and bomb the enemy land installation that apparently we are here to engage. Yes, so we just... the only reports we have on the carriers are those ones there. Now, it may be... yeah, they are definitely heading northwards, so... that's probably where they're going to be. And we can only hope, because this is probably the only chance we're going to get to inflict that strike before night falls, that we can deliver the blow that we absolutely need to deliver. I may be able to get another strike off, actually, because we have a new report of them heading in that direction. So we may actually be able to get another strike off quickly from our carriers with the aircraft that we have available. And there we go. And then send off. Oh, Hampton Roads only has 3. There we go. And launch that strike. So let's get that one underway. And I only hope that our aircraft do actually... so some torpedoes were released on something. But we don't know exactly what. Actually, no, we'll keep that strike location where it is. Okay, so they have found something. Yep, so our aircraft have found something. They launched missiles at a something. An enemy destroyer, okay. That's not really the target that I wanted you to... okay, so that's a CVL. That's better. So missiles and torpedoes are out. Something's been hit by a missile. That's good. That appears to be the enemy carrier formation, pretty much right where we thought it would be. That's okay. That's the aircraft going in there for the second wave. It's not ideal. There we go. So something's been hit by a torpedo. More torpedo bombers going in. More torpedo attacks 2, 3. 3 torpedo hits on something. More torpedoes going in. Do we have any more aircraft? We absolutely do. Let me see if we can get another strike going. Because we know where the enemy's carriers are now. Let's get that strike in the air. I know that the escorts aren't really ready to go. But I don't really have a choice. We've got to get it in. We've got to go in. We've got to go in. We've got to deliver. We've just got to go. Oh yeah, your guy needs to be heavy. There we go. We've got to go in. Okay, no, so not you. There. Yeah, we've got to go in. We've got to keep delivering these strikes. Okay, so we've got another wave of inbound aircraft coming in now. Hopefully they will actually find the... Yep, so they found something. Yep, our aircraft are converging on something. Missiles have been launched. Something is hit by a missile. Something is hit by a missile. Yep, so that's the second wave of aircraft coming in there. It's dribs and drabs of aircraft, but they're coming in a big group, bullying their way through the enemy fighters. Yep, torpedoes are in the water. We got that first Alpha strike off. Okay, so the enemy has retaliated. Not seeing any of our aircraft. So... Okay, friendly aircraft are approaching the enemy. Alright, let's see how they do. Missiles have been launched and torpedoes have been released. Something has taken a missile hit. Bombs have also been dropped. Okay, the ascenders have the enemy jet fighters have inflicted some damage on us. It's really not going well. The thing is, I can't tell. I have no intelligence on what has survived and what has not. The only thing I know is that some of our aircraft went in, they hit something, and that's where we got to. Yeah, I know. I know a night strike is risky at the best of times, but it's worth a crack just to try and do something, because otherwise we're just not gonna get another chance like this. There will be no other chance to actually... Because if I fail here... Well, first of all, once night falls, the carrier battle's not over, but we've basically got to reposition and begin again in the morning. I know for a fact that by hitting first, I've got the advantage for that morning engagement, because I've definitely damaged some of their ships, and they've not really inflicted damage on me. But... it's one of those things where it's really not, what's the word? If I fail, I suspect there will be a revolution. And that won't end the game for me, but it will result in me losing this war, and possibly getting slapped with incredibly heavy restrictions on what I can and can't build post-war, and I will lose most of my colonial possessions in the Caribbean. So it won't be the end of the campaign, but it will be the end of the old Confederate Navy. and whatever new Confederate Navy arises, well, luckily it's happening during the Great Reset, so I'll be able to build a thoroughly modern Confederate fleet built around missiles, and hopefully like aircraft carriers, if I'm allowed to retain aircraft carriers. But if I win this engagement, which, to be fair, I may, that will actually mean that I can, so yeah, in the morning, I need to be positioning my arc sort of like that, because that's where I suspect the enemy carriers will be tomorrow morning, when tomorrow morning actually comes. I don't know if I sunk anything, I don't know if I hit anything. All I know is the ordnance was dropped and hits were delivered, including 3 torpedo hits to 1 unlucky ship in particular. But what I don't know is if any aircraft carriers were sunk or damaged, which is the annoying thing that you don't get from Rule the Waves 3. You don't get an idea of if you've actually sunk or destroyed the hostiles. So I think we will be starting to sortie oh no, weather does not permit aircraft launches. Okay. So I think actually the battle might be over. The weather may have just, for both sides, the weather may just have canned air ops basically in its entirety. Which is a bit weird, but hey ho. It is what it is. Okay, weather no longer limits air ops. Let's see what we can find, and let's see if we can't. Okay, we have a scouting report. 1 light carrier. Okay, we have another scouting report. 1 light carrier, 1 cruiser, 1 battle cruiser. Let me focus my search. So, yep, focus my search so that bring it in over there. And bring the distance up. There we go. So let's focus our search in a bit. Because these reports indicate, because the last reports we had were of multiple carriers. This apparently only shows 1. I mean, if that's the case, then we must have done ridiculously more damage than I had envisaged. And there may actually be a chance here for a really heavy alpha strike against the enemy. Okay, so not guided, but give me heavy. There we go. And apparently they will land at dusk, even though Dawn has owned... Oh, no! It's been... Oh, yeah, because we couldn't conduct carrier ops through the day because the weather didn't actually let us do it. But if it's only 1 carrier, I can actually just afford to commit to a purely strike roll for the aircraft involved. So let's get them up. Let's get them going. Yes. So yep. So that's. So we have eyes on 1 carrier and 1 light carrier, which is down, I believe, from the reports we had last time. So let's get those carriers out. Let's get those aircraft airborne, and let's deliver what I hope will be the final alpha strike of this battle, and put those American carriers on the bottom. Yep, we have found the enemy carriers. Yep, there we go. That's it. Let's bring... There we go. Bring that alpha strike in. Come on, guys. You were ordered to attack the carriers. Hit the carriers. Okay, something was hit by a torpedo. Okay, a CVL's taken 4 bomb hits. Okay, more of our aircraft are going in. Torpedoes have been released. More torpedoes have been released. Torpedoes and missiles have been released. Something's been hit by a torpedo. CVLs are being engaged by torpedoes and dive bombers. And then we're not going to get the opportunity for another strike because darkness is going to fall. Okay, apparently the last strike went in from Chancellorsville's aircraft, but that's about it. And now we will see what the Butcher Bill actually was. That'll do. That will do. That will absolutely do. 2 light carriers sunk, and 1 heavily damaged. I will take that. I will absolutely take that. So, Langley, which, let's have a look. So, he took a dud bomb hit. Then it took a torpedo room to the engines. Then it took another torpedo room engine hit and sank that way. The Frank... of course! Even in an alternate historical timeline, poor old Franklin just can't catch a break. Oh, good lord, she took 3 torpedo hits. So she was the carrier that took 3 torpedo hits. Then she took 2 1,400-pound bombs. But otherwise she was okay. And then the Atlamahama, which is another Langley-class carrier, she took 2 dud bomb hits. Then she took a 1,400-pound bomb to the superstructure. And then basically that fire raged out of control and that sank her. And then we also damaged the very small... medium damage to the carrier Nassau. She took a torpedo hit. And that started a light fire. And then light damage to another small carrier, which took a missile hit. So it's a victory. And they barely scratched us. But I think this does show that I can actually afford to... yeah, I think we are... Okay, so that basically confirms it. So Chickamauga and Oak Grove are being moved into the Caribbean. We've reduced the number of carriers by 2 the US possessors down to, although that's still barely making a dent in the herd. I mean, the US is just cranking out. Oh, and that was a newly commissioned carrier. That was one of their new large carriers. And they're just churning out more of these new light carriers. I need to deploy more forces to the Caribbean, though, to match up against the British. If I can move the 2 older carriers down, that should give me enough to break the blockade in the Caribbean and provide some relief to our long-suffering Confederate populace, shall we say. No, I'm not going to commit to that, because that is very risky, and I don't really want to commit to that. It's inside the enemy's air envelope. It's not really worth it. Okay, so the enemy has some aircraft that we need to deal with. We lost 1 friendly sub. Basically, we need to regain the submarine initiative. That's what the whole large-scale building program I've just done has been about. It's been about regaining the initiative in terms of submarine numbers. With Flood, in unrestricted submarine warfare that should enable us to successfully achieve our goals. Sinkings from mines have gone down as our corvettes keep working fairly hard. What's actually damaged? What did we lose? Oh! We lost, oh no, hang on, that wasn't it. So we lost a few destroyers, some subs. We lost, oh yeah, Gaines was sunk in a battle. We lost some of the older destroyers. RIP. Yeah, you just scratch one flat top call from your air crews. Yep, poach easy. It would be nice if they could actually do that. RIP. Yes, indeed, folks. Oh dear. Well, tell you what, I need to take a 2-minute bio break. But Pachisi, Benno, Timu, do you think I should lay down another class of war emergency light fleet carriers based on the Savannahs, or should I focus on trying to build more submarines, destroyers, or light cruisers? What do you think? I'd be interested to know your thoughts. Please do let me know, and then when I come back in 3 minutes, I'll have a look at what you've all got to say. Right, I'm back from my break. Let's see what the Admiralty Board has said. Timu says, lots, you're a bit loud, and more submarines. Was I always a bit loud? Or has that just happened now? No to more light carriers. You don't find them very useful in the impending jet era. Well, problem is, Cheesy, I need more flight decks. And I know it's 1951, I know the jet era's coming, but I need more flight decks. Suppose I could compensate by building light cruisers that could take up the slack of yeah, basically that's what I need to do. I need to build more light cruisers. That's really what needs to happen. So the coastal boats will be useful in the Caribbean, and we're no longer under blockade. We are no longer under blockade. The British have retreated from the Caribbean. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. In fact, we're so back because we're no longer under blockade. I can actually do funny things now again. Oh, never mind. They're back. Oh, I think we might be in for it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're just looking. My budget's basically gone to the toilet, and it's just done it in like the space of a second. I think we might be looking at Because problem is, I mean, even if I halt construction and slash the research budget, that still doesn't. That barely brings me back above the green. Yeah, I think we are basically on the verge of... yeah, I think... Yep, we're at 11 unrest. I think a revolution is literally right around the corner. A carrier battle in the Caribbean. So it's 2 of our older carriers plus our newer carriers plus 2 battle cruisers and a bunch of our modern destroyers. Right, okay. This is going to be interesting because we're operating in our air envelope. We're near our land-based air cover. So what I can actually do as well is I can go, excuse me. Hang on, I can go, excuse me, can I have land-based air cover as well? Which means I can then, if I look at this, so yep, so if we have our heavy cap as we always do in our 2-phase search. I mean, this could be a chance for us to actually deliver a blow to the blockading force. Especially if we manage to find them before they find us. Hello? Well, that's as good a sign as any. Right, let's get it going. Get me, yep, get the... Yep, get the strikes off the carriers. Now I know that our other carriers are somewhat smaller, but they can contribute additional aircraft to the strike, which brings it up to an acceptable level. Right, and then of course, yes, I will actually. What's the last? Yes, so they will be somewhere near there if our information is accurate, and I think it is. Oh dear, no, it's not. It's not accurate. Oh, that's not good. Our aircraft are going to go off in the entirely wrong direction. Oh, that's really not good. Although I might get lucky. You don't know. Aircraft have sighting ranges as well. And our land-based air power might do some things as well. Our medium bombers launched missiles. Oh, hang on! That was a change of course. I think our aircraft have spotted something. Yep, they have. Okay, let's get another... we don't have guided munitions much anymore, so what we'll do is we'll switch to heavy bomb ordnance. Let's get another strike underway if we can. We do actually have enough guided ordnance for another strike from some of our lighter carriers. Like I say, it's all about just continually hammering them with air attacks. I'm very lucky that we actually do have our fighters with our aircraft as escorts. Don't know if we're going to actually do any damage. I hope so. So we hit something with a missile. Something else got hit with a missile. Torpedoes entered the water. So more torpedoes entered the water. And the thing is, they're inside our land-based air cover, so our land-based aircraft are also hitting them with missiles and air attacks. So then I'm going to keep them off balance with another spoiling air attack, while I recover and regenerate a much more potent airstrike, which we can now... Actually, not yet. Oh, good lord, that airstrike chewed up our air wings. That did. That That strike shoot up. But cheesy, that turn in unison, he can hear the pilots going, "Mine, mine, mine, mine." Hang on, give me a second. I'm just gonna put the thing up while I fiddle with some settings. Give me a tick. Okay, let me just turn that down a tad. Now, how am I now in terms of loudness? Okay, torpedoes are in the water. Okay, there we go. Friendly aircraft approaching enemy ships. We're having things being damaged. Dive bombs are being occurred. Missiles are being launched, but no damage otherwise. We do have... I can send in a heavily escorted attack with torpedoes and other ordnance to hit them one last time, but politely, that ordnance that we really hit them with, that's... These aren't our bigger carriers. These are actually some of our oldest fleet carriers. And yes, it's some of our newest light carriers, but again, they're light carriers. They're not our latest and greatest assets. And from what the reconnaissance reports are telling me, we're dealing with somewhere between 3 to 5 full-size fleet carriers. And politely, at that point, I think what we need to do is perhaps, once these final strikes are concluded, we probably want to break contact into harbour. Okay, so our aircraft have gone in. Dive bombs have gone away. No bomb hits were recorded, sadly. Which is a real shame. And what we're really trying to do now is we're trying to get our fleet into Maracaibo Harbour so that we can, basically, because we tried to deliver our strikes as best we could, but I mean, look at the carrier air wings. We just don't have the aircraft to deliver any more follow-up strikes. It's just not viable. So the only thing to do now that's reasonable is to slip quietly into Maracaibo Harbour and hope for the best. Bit loud, but more bearable. Okay. Now let me try the little bit more. There, that should be okay. So yeah, in we get, back into the harbour. Yeah, so that was a bit of an inconclusive carrier engagement. I mean, on the one hand, we inflicted damage on them, they didn't inflict damage on us, so that's a victory. But the other hand of that cookie is that I don't think we inflicted any serious damage on, I believe we're fighting the British, it could be the French, not sure. Either way, I don't believe we inflicted serious damage on the enemy carriers. I mean, you never know. Damage infliction in this game can be weird. One of the carriers could have taken a single missile hit and cooked off in a catastrophic explosion. But I consider that somewhat unlikely, wouldn't you say? I'd have to get insanely lucky to cook off one of their modern carriers with a single missile hit. Hey, Pachisi, you seem to actually be speaking with very much experience here on Rule the Waves 3. What do you think? Am I doing my carrier strike operations acceptably? What are your thoughts? Well, we'll see how our strike packages do. No information yet. Yeah, we just can't. It's not gone well. It's not gone great, but it's not gone well either. Okay. Our aircraft are going in, but they didn't. One missile was launched, but that was it. Yep, as I suspected, very little damage actually done. I know we hit something with a missile. I don't know what. It was the French that we engaged, but it was one destroyer that we damaged. And I think she was the only thing to... Nope, that was engine breakdown. So I don't know what we hit with a missile. But... yeah, that was very disappointing. I'm going to try that. Yeah, I'm going to try and see negotiated peace, because that's basically the only way we get out of this now. We're headed towards a revolution. It's just the way it is. I've been at war for 2 years now. So we've got 3 light cruisers and a bunch of destroyers. No, I'm not going to. A small engagement. Okay. What are we sending into this small engagement? Because if it's not... Nope, it's valuable destroyers. I can't risk them. A convoy attack. Are we going to have any valuable assets for this convoy attack? Or is it... Nope, it's just destroyers and cruisers. I can't risk them. Cruiser action. If it's just our light cruisers, I can't risk them. Nope, Okay, I can't decline the battle, but we are just gonna run. Because I can't risk my cruisers anymore. Especially not if it's US heavy cruisers that we're gonna be up against. I mean, I may get lucky, and it may just be a... Nope, that's a lot more of them than there is of us. Nope. Put on speed, 29 knots, and we are booking it out of there. Oh, good lord, the enemy's firing missiles at us. Well, that settles it. The enemy have gotten to the missile age before we have. And we need to basically end this war so we can conduct the Great Reset. Because we are flat out not ready, and I don't have the budget to do it. Yeah, they've got missiles. Looks like you did what you're supposed to, but I just find the scenario of carrier warfare somewhat difficult because, yeah, light jet fighters are so good on cap, and also loading heavy AA and radar medium AA inflicts a lot of casualties on planes without missiles. Farewell, Timu. Bread and butter is when the heavy jet fighter and jet attacker enter service. After that, my opponents are not allowed to have carries anymore. Right before then, I always seem to struggle a little bit. Yep, I get that. I absolutely get that. And again, we're like, this war is taking place over that transitional period. Fleet morale is at rock bottom. I can't do anything about it! I can't do anything about fleet morale being at rock bottom unless the Confederate government is willing to, you know, allow me the resources I need to actually fix... Because they slashed the budget while we're at war. Carrier battle. No, actually what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and yeah. Yeah, there's very little we can do at this point. We basically need to okay, we've got our budget back. Right, so let's actually finish some of our important projects that have been on the go for a while. Oh, we lost a ton of ships. Ton of ships. Battleship engagement. Okay. Oh. I really don't want to do this. This is probably going to go horrifically badly for me. Horrifically badly. But I don't really have a choice. Okay, so we've found the enemy carriers, so as per usual, we need to bully our way through their cap with as much escort as we can get. So as many fighters as we can get. And then what we'll do is we will then have a follow-up raid by guided munition dive bombers, following up immediately afterwards. And then from our light carriers, we will have the same thing. Again, same thing as before. Just unleash as much of the firepower as we can. And it's time for the old 16-inch battle wagons of the Confederate fleet to have a chance to... Unknown radar contact, yep. If this is the French we're fighting, that battleship can only be one thing. It's the monster. Yep, there she is. French monster. We've got Bonnie Blue and Secession with us, so their big 18-inch guns will hopefully help. But these are two of the old 16-inch armed ships of the French Navy. Sorry, not of the French Navy, of the Confederate fleet. They're old war horses with experienced crews, but they're not exactly Missouri and Franklin Buchanan. They don't have the big 20-inch guns that I'd want for this engagement. I can only hope that the 18-inch guns of Secession and Bonnie Blue... Well, they've made... Okay, they've made the monster turn away. That's something, at least. To have the carriers go parallel to the battle rather than steaming right into it. Okay, enemy light jet fighters are glide bombing everything. Please stop glide bombing everything. They're bombing our... Please do not bomb the battleships. Well, that's an armoured cruise. That's something. But again, I would very much rather you not bomb the enemy battleships and instead bomb the enemy carriers if you could. That'd be absolutely peachy. Well, we hit something with a missile, so that's something. And our battleships are still good for 24 knots. And hopefully, if we can close them down, we might be able to put the enemy carriers under gunfire, which would be interesting in the proto-missile age. And again, the old 16-inch battle wagons are showing themselves to be incredibly effective gunnery platforms. They're definitely giving the French monster a run for its money. What have we got ready? Not much. I'm going to have to wait. I can't send out the next strike in dribs and drabs. It's got to be a fully prepped up strike. Luckily we do have... This is my area. We have all of the land-based air power coming in. So that is going to help try and deliver damage to them. And that helps deliver more damage to the enemy. I don't know what damage we did, though. Okay, so we've got a good... I can send in a fairly sizable dive bomber contingent with some fighter escort. Again, going after the enemy carriers. Again, I can actually do a fairly... heavy strike with some of my other assets as well. But this is very much gonna... What's happened to Newport News? What's up with her? So Savannah, Nashville, Chickamauga, Oak Grove. Where is Newport News? Oh, she's here. What's happened to her? Oh. She took a 2,000-pound bomb hit. She's okay, though. Or at least she seems to be. Yeah, the enemy keeps sending in... Well, the enemy carriers seem very much focused on trying to get my battleships for some reason, rather than the carriers. No, I'm fine with that strike being where it is. I think that's where the enemy carriers actually are. And even if they're not, the battleships will get them. I don't know what that is, but we're engaging it. Scoring hits on it. If it's the monster, I want it put down before it reaches harbour. No, it's a French cruiser. One of their nasty 12-inch auto-loading cruisers, but still just a cruiser. It's not the prize I'm actually looking for. That large silhouette there might be, however. There we go. Yeah, there it is. There's the prize I'm looking for. That monster of a ship. Come on. We've managed to sink one of the enemy ships. And that's time to turn our attention to that monstrous, Okay, she's on fire. Seems like the monster isn't as tough as she was made out to be. And that if you put good gunnery on her, including 18-inch guns, she will eventually succumb. Yeah, it's becoming a bit rough. Although our ships are now chasing down the monster. If we can sink her, that'll be a victory worth actually celebrating. Revenge for the Red River class. It's kind of like Sink the Bismarck in a weird cosmic sort of way. Even though battleships are really not the arbitrators of naval engagements anymore. It is nice for us to have one last engagement between the battle lines of various sides and this massive capital ship. Both its turrets are knocked out. Both its primary quad 18-inch guns are knocked out. And it just seems to be being battered. I think there will come a point where it will eventually... Yep, she's slowing. Yep, she's slowing. I think we've got her. Yep, I think she's been put down. That's a great, great victory. Come on. Right. Do we have any strike packages we can send up? Some, but not as much as I would like. And where? And to hit what? Apparently the carriers are just north of us. If true, that would be a little bit bizarre. But apparently they are. There may be an opportunity here to, once the battleships have put the French monster down, then the enemy carriers may actually be next. Yep. I think we've actually... Yep, I think she's down. She's stopped. She's been torpedoed. I think she's sinking. Well, that's good. The French monster has been put down. And, well, the French carriers cannot be there because we're currently going through the area where they apparently are, and they are not there. We'll continue to make steam, because, honestly, if I can find them with my battleships, then that will remove the carrier problem quite handily indeed. Yep, we did sink the French monster. Fantastic. Yeah, Vernigord keeps ruining its firepower by running away. Pachisi, that is a beautiful way to put it. I got my white whale. Yes, I absolutely did. Well, it'll be a great morale victory back home. So, there's something to be said for that. Yep, so the enemy carriers are definitely in this area. If we can just run them down with our capital ships. Come on. They've got to, apparently the French carriers are somewhere down here. Yeah, so the French carriers are down here. Come on, we've got to find them. Come on, we'll get them. We'll get them. We'll get them. We will get them. I will bring them under gunfire, and they will be sunk. Come on, where are you? Come on! Where are they? That was the last information on the carriers. I think they got away. They've got away, haven't they? Again! Battleships, but no carriers. Why is that always the way it seems to be? Oh, hello. Hang on, is that... That is... Right! Now I've got you! You're jammed up against the Jamaican coast, aren't you? Oh, this is going to be very, very, very cathartic. Yep. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh dear. Oh, oh dear, poor little French aircraft carrier. Oh dearie me, aren't you in a sorry state? And it's gone. Right, let's go and get the other ones at the other end of Jamaica. Come on. Let's go and get them. Oh, that was cathartic. To catch and pin a French carrier under the big 16-inch guns of the Ralph Symes. Oh, that was gorgeous. Oh, beautiful. Oh, dearie me. That may have been a bit too cathartic, actually. That was a little bit... I hope this can actually buy me the peace I need. And also get me the morale boost that I need to actually, Nice! A battleship, a light carrier, a heavy cruiser, a destroyer, and a corvette are sunk. Beautiful. Fleet morale improves, gain 2 prestige. How can you have mutinies? No, thank you. Yes, I will actually get jet attack aircraft, thank you very much. Range and toughness is what I want out of my jet attack aircraft. Oh, come on! Oh, yes! That swings it. That swings it in our favour. The Germans have come into the war on our side. They've got a sizable fleet of battle cruisers. And they've got a large fleet of full-size carriers. More building and yep, okay, that's it. That swung it. That has swung it in our favour. The Germans will bring... because that's what the Germans don't have out of reserve, so the Germans will bring their fleet back up to full operational status. The British will basically then have to retire from the Caribbean, as will the French. That also adds the German submarine fleet, which, although it isn't large, I think is somewhat modern. And that's brilliant. That's beautiful. Fantastic. Okay. This is the big one, isn't it? Yep, this is the big one. Yep, this is the big one. Right. If we succeed here, we will inflict a crippling blow on the US Navy and the US populace right at the crucial moment of decision. Right when they've just had the hammer blow of the Germans entering the war on our side. Right when they absolutely do not need it. We will deliver a hammer blow to the United States Navy so devastating that they will never recover from it. Right, we've got them locked in. Let's get this done. Two torpedoes. There we go. Yep, get that strike off. And then... Then give me fighters, dive and torpedo bombers and escorts. And let's get that strike in the air. But let me also pivot the battle force to try and close them. No, we'll keep the target location for now. Keep our carriers running parallel to theirs, just so we have options for extra strikes when we need them. And ramp the battle fleet up to 25 knots. I'm going to close them down, and if the aircraft don't get them, the big guns of Franklin, Buchanan, and Missouri will. Oh, Braxton Bragg, you poor sod. Oh, Buchanan. That's annoying. Cost us a knot of speed. It's fine, though. They're alright. Braxton Bragg is still attached. Yeah, she needs to go to a port. I don't need her. I've got more battleships than I actually need. So I can detach Braxton Bragg. She can go off to a friendly port. And then Texas and the others can keep going. Okay, something took a torpedo hit. Something else took a torpedo hit. Yep, more missiles have been launched. I think we just alpha striked them. Yep. Yep. I think that alpha strike... Yeah, I think... Oh, yeah. That is an incredible... Oh, my lord. Oh, my good... Oh, my god. That's 4 torpedo hits. Oh, my god. I think we just absolutely nailed him. Good lord. How's that for a carrier strike, Pachisi? Seems like we can actually get through their cap if we throw enough fighters at it to keep them distracted. Good lord, that was brutally effective. One more. One more strike package before I move in the, Yeah, one more heavily escorted strike package. Before I move in with the, There we go. Yep, there we go. There. Yes, actually, because the strike was somewhere there. They're actually moving up the coast. Yep, catapult search float planes. I want to narrow down Missouri and Franklin Buchanan's approach angle to the task force. They're basically going in to deliver what I hope to be the coup de grace in a night action with their radar-directed gunnery. At least that's my hope. Okay, the aircraft are going in. Missiles have been launched. Something has been hit. Yep, so we managed to actually push our strike aircraft through. Right. So they seem to have turned around. It's up to the battleships now. Okay, dive bombers have launched their missiles. They hit something. Okay, the battleships have spent all day closing the enemy down. Now it's time to actually let them do what they need to do. Right. I'm just waiting for that radar contact message. Not got much radar contact, I'm afraid. If the enemy is here, not showing themselves. It's annoying. I'd have to catch them with Franklin Buchanan's big 20-inch guns. But I don't think I'm going to get to do that till morning. And at that point, the aircraft are also going to be the main thing that's going to have something to say. I'm going to crank the carriers up to 30 knots to sail them north quickly. Because I need them in position for when engagements are joined again. Oh, something exploded. Okay, so first things first, I need to check my... So we want a search pattern like that, but brought in. Yes, please. Find me the enemy carrier. That's merchant traffic, so that's not really what we're here for. Any enemy carriers spotted? Nope. No enemy carriers that the aircraft have spotted. Oh, no, that was merchant traffic. No enemy carriers, though. I don't know where they've gone. Gotta be around here somewhere. Well, there's the bombardment target we're here to hit, so... May as well let, May as well let Buchanan and Missouri shoot at something. We didn't get any course or bearings on any enemy carrier task forces. None at all. Are they down south and we just didn't check? Let me narrow my search angle and send search aircraft down towards the south. Well, we nailed the bombardment target, so that's something. Yes. Yeah, so the enemy carriers are somewhere. They're hitting our carriers. But we have no information on where their carriers are. I've got search aircraft going out now to try and figure out where they are. But so far we have no sighting reports. Oh, actually, hang on. No, that's 2 destroyers. That could be anything. Like, that may not be the enemy. Oh, Chancellorsville, dodge and weave. Torpedo, dodge and weave, dodge and weave. Oh, bloody hell. Good lord, Chancellorsville. Good gravy, you... Good lord. How many torpedoes did they drop? Chancellorsville, good buddy. Like, detach and head to Norfolk. We are nearby to Norfolk. You can make that easy. Off you go, my friend. Off you go. You'll shepherd Chancellorsville into New York. Into Norfolk. Get her home, boys. Get her home. Oh, is that what I think it is? Yep, that's what I think it is. Okay. Battleships up to 24 knots. Those carriers are moving fairly rapidly for where they are. Okay, get me a full strike package up. And if that was the latest decision on where they were, that's where we will go to actually hit them. Because if they are further north, then they will be hit by the aircraft as they come south. So that's fine. Poor old Chancellorsville. She got an absolute pasting. Didn't deserve that. You still want to hit back though, don't you, Chancellorsville? Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Oh, she can't perform fly tops. Oh, poor Chancellorsville. Yeah, slightly north. Let's get that flight off the deck of the carrier, shall we? Oh, she's alright. Come on, get those aircraft off the flight deck. There we go, that's it. Here come the, yep, catapult launch search aircraft. Come on. Oh, that was a sharp turning course. They found something. Yep, they found it. Yep, they just found the enemy. Yep, they just found the enemy carriers, and they hit them with far more force than they hit us. There we go, that's it, lads. Fix them. Beautiful. Yes! Missile damages, that's it. Beautiful. Come on, we can get into gun range. Oh, they hit us with a missile. Poor old Sharpsburg, she can't catch a break, bless her cotton socks. She's on fire. She's alright. Okay, so she's on fire. Drop down to cruising speed so the crews can fight the fire more effectively. What? What the hell? You're approaching me? Coming into gun range with me? Mortal? You dare threaten me? Politely, bugger off. I have bigger fish to fry than a bunch of light cruisers and destroyers. That means I'm getting close to the carriers. Come on, find me the carriers. Find me the carriers. Come on, they gotta be here somewhere. Oh, hello! There's something stopped and damaged. Okay, hi there. There's a lot of battered ships here that could really do with a few 20-inch rounds to finish them off. Come on, Franklin Buchanan, do your thing. And that tells me the direction the enemy carrier group has gone, as well. Yep, in fact, that tells me exactly where they are. Yep. There it is. I think that's the enemy battle cruiser. Could be a carrier, but I'm not sure. Either way, we've got it within gun range now. The aircraft have done the first step of the work. Now it's time for the battle wagons to do the rest. Right, manual fire, Texas, on that battle cruiser. Oh, she's out of range. She's out of range. Oh, Texas, no. Close down a bit further. Texas is within range. Fire all 4 missiles. No. No damage inflicted. Well, we're engaging it, and if we're fighting the US, it can only be their last remaining battle cruiser that we're engaging. And we will do this time what we couldn't do before. Oh, they managed to nail Chancellorsville. Those bastards! Well, we're down 1 fleet carrier. That's not ideal. Independence has got to be in a bad way. She should be capable of more than the speed she's doing. Much more. Well, we're gonna nail Independence at least. Dodge and weave through the destroyers. Wherever their firing arcs go, we go the other way. Excellent. And now we'll nail poor... Yep, we've just nailed poor Independence with 20-inch salvos. Yep, she's going down. And now it's off after the carriers, which also prevents them from conducting flight ops while we nurse our injured carriers back to port. Finally nailed the Independence. It's about damn time. Well, that's definitely the Independence stunk then. I only hope we at least nailed an enemy carrier or a pair of light carriers. Duh, I can't chase that enemy force. I just don't have the speed. What I have done though is blown them away from whatever course they were trying to do, enabling our fleet to limp towards Norfolk. To be fair, we've basically won that engagement, I'm fairly certain. But what the heck is that? Never mind, I spoke too soon. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's that cruiser formation. They just blundered right into me. To be fair, I have no interest in going after them. None whatever. Why on earth would you conduct a running gun battle with the only 2 ships in the world armed with 20-inch guns? Come on! Hit him in the old 9 and 10. We got radar contact on something. May as well see what it is. It could be a damaged carrier. Hard to say, though. Oh, whatever it is, we sank it. The loss of one of only 4 purpose-built, full-size Confederate fleet carriers stings, though. Absolutely stings. I know we scored a lot of torpedo hits on something. What it is, I don't actually know. I can only hope that whatever we nailed was worth nailing. It was! Look at that! I traded one of my carriers for 2 of theirs. Beautiful! That's fantastic. It was one of the big ones, so it was Hornet. It was Hornet, which is beautiful. I'm glad we got her. What did we get her with? We nailed her with a few torpedoes. And actually, yeah, that basically did her. Independence was basically put down. So she gets a torpedo hit from a aircraft. Then she just starts getting pummeled by 20-inch shell fire until she goes down. And then we also nailed Constellation, a slightly smaller US carrier. Still, though, that is 2 full-size US carriers sunk for the loss of only 1 Confederate carrier. That is absolutely fantastic. Good lord. Well, we got a new medium bomber, which is good. Oh, come on. Yep, so calling the Germans as a mutual ally, that will help. Because, yep, the Germans have activated their fleet. The British and the French have had to retire home. And that now means I can hoover up French possessions in the Caribbean. which I need to do. I need to move rapidly while the British and the French are distracted. But that is something for next week's video. Well, stream, technically. The war goes on, and what was seemingly a hopeless situation for Spain and the Confederacy has turned around spectacularly, with Germany wading in to fight Britain and France. Basically outnumbering them at sea. Combined. The US fleet still can't blockade us on the East Coast because of the way in which we're using our carriers. And the fact they don't have any battle wagons to oppose our battle wagons. And in the Caribbean, we are doing very well indeed. In fact, what I probably will do is the Stonewall Jacksons will return to service in the Northern Fleet basically as soon as Glendale commissions. She could take over as Flag of the Caribbean Theatre, being a slightly upgraded version of the now sadly lost Red River battle cruisers. She's ideal for the role now that that's back to being a quiet backwater, and this time the British and the French can't return, because to return would mean losing their European possessions, because the Germans have them blockaded if they don't sit there and fight it. And they're already on the verge of keeling over. So, next week, it is all to play for. Pachisi says, Dixie forever, boys, hurrah! Down with the Union, up with the cross, and we'll round the flag, and we'll rally round the flag, shouting the battle cry of freedom. Hey, don't count our chickens just yet, Pachisi. It's still all to play for. Nearly there. But we did manage to sink 2 carriers. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you all next week. Bye-bye!